Hello, dear friends, welcome to our YouTube channel, USA Football Zone, latest football highlights. Argentina versus Brazil, the rivalry that has shocked the world is about to explode again in 2026, and what's coming will surprise everyone. A hidden secret lies within the 2026 World Cup draw. While everyone is busy trying to make sense of the new 48-team format, they are overlooking the biggest story of all. The entire tournament has been orchestrated to deliver the most memorable final in football history. Its script has already been written. Here is how FIFA has crafted a nearly flawless path for an Argentina versus Brazil final. For the first time in history, the World Cup has expanded to 48 teams, a monumental shift that has completely reshaped the tournament's format. Instead of 8 groups, there are now 12, and rather than advancing directly to the round of 16, there is now an entirely new round of 32. This means more teams, more matches, and far more excitement. Yet, beneath all this complexity lies a system that is anything but chaotic. It is a meticulously designed bracket that creates 2 distinct worlds on either side of the knockout stage. And at the pinnacle of these worlds, like kings seated at opposite ends of a chessboard, sit the titans of world football. This is no coincidence. FIFA has openly introduced these specific draw regulations for 2026 to ensure competitive balance, but upon closer inspection, this balance serves a very specific and highly advantageous purpose: to keep the biggest teams and their fiercest rivals on a collision course for the final showdown at MetLife Stadium on July 19th. And who are the 2 primary beneficiaries, Argentina and Brazil? To understand how this works, you must momentarily set aside the group stage and focus solely on the structure of the knockout bracket. The entire system is built upon seeding. The top-ranked teams are placed in Pot 1. And barring any unforeseen upsets before the end of 2025, this pot will naturally be occupied by powerhouses like Argentina and Brazil. But here is the crucial detail: FIFA has ensured that the 2026 draw will feature specific rules governing how teams are paired. The top-ranked teams and the second-ranked teams are placed on separate paths, ensuring that they are positioned at opposite ends of the bracket. The same rule applies to the teams ranked 3rd and 4th. What does this actually mean? It means that if the world's number 1 team wins their group and the world's number 2 team wins theirs, they cannot possibly meet before the World Cup final. It is a predetermined trajectory that keeps them apart right up until the very last match. Now, who are these top teams? They are almost invariably the same well-known, world-class powerhouses. The reigning champions, Argentina, and the most successful nation in history, Brazil, consistently occupy this top tier. Thus, this competitive balance rule is, in reality, a covert mechanism designed to keep Argentina and Brazil apart. They are deliberately placed in different sections of the draw. Think of it this way: the tournament bracket is split right down the middle. On one side sits Argentina, on the other, Brazil. To face one another, both teams must navigate their respective sides of the bracket, meaning they must win the round of 32, the round of 16, the quarterfinals, and the semifinals. If both teams perform as expected, this structure not only makes a final showdown possible but also establishes it as the most logical outcome. This is not a matter of chance. It is a system engineered to safeguard its greatest assets. It ensures that should one of these teams suffer an unexpected defeat, the other is not prematurely eliminated from the tournament as a consequence. It keeps the dream alive for as long as humanly possible. The path has already been laid out. Now, it remains only for these 2 South American giants to walk it. So, why would FIFA go to such lengths to orchestrate an Argentina versus Brazil final? As is often the case in the world of modern sports, the answer hinges on 2 key factors: narrative and money. First, the narrative. An Argentina versus Brazil World Cup final is, without question, the greatest story in international football. It is a rivalry that has defined an entire continent for over a century. These 2 nations have battled each other for supremacy in more than 100 official matches, forging a history steeped in drama, bitterness, and breathtaking skill and right. Now, this rivalry is at its absolute peak. On November 21st, 2023, Argentina achieved an unimaginable feat. They defeated Brazil at the iconic Maracanã Stadium, handing Brazil their first ever home defeat in the history of World Cup qualifiers. It was a devastating blow. Argentina are the reigning world champions, while Brazil resembles a wounded veteran desperate for revenge. The tension has never been higher. Then there is the matter of Lionel Messi. The 2026 World Cup will almost certainly mark his final appearance on the world's biggest stage. By then, he will be 39 years old. The prospect of Messi, the current champion, leading Argentina against their arch-rivals one last time creates a narrative in itself. He is finally winning a trophy. A final against Brazil, the very prize that had always seemed just beyond his reach, would serve as the ultimate, dramatic conclusion to his illustrious career, a career unlike any the world has ever seen before. Although he has not officially confirmed whether he will play, it is widely expected that he will be there. This is the story. At the very heart of this lies money, specifically, vast sums of it. The World Cup final is already the most watched sporting event on the planet. An Argentina-Brazil final, which would also mark Lionel Messi's final match, would shatter every broadcasting record in history. Global viewership would reach unprecedented levels, and sponsorship revenues would skyrocket. As FIFA President Gianni Infantino often remarks, their entire 4-year budget is generated within this single month. Tickets for the final are already fetching thousands of dollars on the secondary market, and demand would surge even further if Argentina and Brazil were to face off. From a business perspective, ensuring that your two marquee teams do not eliminate one another early in the tournament is not merely a clever strategic move, it is an absolute financial imperative. A final featuring these two giants is not just a football match, it is a monumental global spectacle, and its financial dividends outweigh every other consideration. Now let us consider the flip side of the coin for a moment. Is there another way to view this matter? The core argument is that in almost every major tournament, from the Champions League to tennis's Grand Slams, it is standard practice to seed the top teams and keep them separated. The stated objective of this practice is to ensure competitive balance and to guarantee that the tournament retains its allure right through to its final stages. You certainly wouldn't want your two best teams to face each other in the very first knockout round simply due to the luck of the draw. Doing so would diminish the significance of the subsequent stages of the tournament. Viewed through this lens, the 2026 format is not rigged, but rather a logical arrangement designed to reward the top-tier teams. Moreover, this entire theory rests upon one critical assumption, that both Argentina and Brazil will navigate their respective groups flawlessly and emerge as winners. The true beauty of the World Cup, however, lies in its inherent unpredictability. A single slip-up or even just one bad match can completely alter the entire landscape. If Argentina or Brazil finishes second in their respective groups, their carefully crafted path could crumble in an instant, and they might find themselves facing each other as early as the tournament's opening round. Nor can the other major powerhouses be overlooked. The gap between the traditional heavyweights and the rest of the world is gradually narrowing. Teams like France, England, and Spain are top seeds for a specific reason, and they are fully prepared to give their absolute all in this tournament. In football, nothing is ever guaranteed, so is this a conspiracy, or is it simply a tournament structure designed to reward only the very best teams which, coincidentally, happen to be Argentina and Brazil? Most of the time, this format does not guarantee that they will meet in the final. It merely ensures that they will not cross paths the final, provided, of course, that they perform as everyone expects them to. It is a subtle, yet crucial, distinction. So what are we to make of all this? On one hand, you have a tournament structure with explicit rules designed to place the world's best teams in separate sections of the bracket. It is a system that quite coincidentally paves the perfect path for what would undoubtedly be the most marketable final imaginable. On the other hand, there is a simple rationale underpinning the tournament's design. A consistent desire to reward the top teams and build toward a spectacular finale. Yet, it all feels a little too much like a perfect coincidence. In an era where sports have evolved from mere games into sources of entertainment and revenue, it is difficult to believe that the commercial appeal of an Argentina versus Brazil final, potentially featuring Lionel Messi in his final World Cup match, was not a primary factor in the design of this new format. FIFA has set the stage for a magnificent narrative. They have created a platform where football's two greatest rivals are being steered toward a climactic, epic showdown. This structure safeguards FIFA's most valuable assets and keeps global interest at a fever pitch throughout the month-long tournament. While it cannot be definitively proven, the evidence suggests that the 2026 World Cup is not merely a series of matches, it is a production, and its grand finale has already been predetermined. The script has been written. Now, all that remains is for the actors to play their respective roles, But what do you think? Is this just a far-fetched conspiracy theory? Or is the evidence so compelling that it simply cannot be ignored? Has the script for the 2026 World Cup final already been written? Have seen it? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. And if you enjoy deep dive analyses that challenge conventional wisdom surrounding the beautiful game, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Also, hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next investigation.